In 2022, I quit my job, took control of my schedule, and finally had all the time in the world to read. And I still didn't do it. That's when I realized that the problem was never my job, never the commute, never the lack of time. It was me. I had an entire bookshelf just sitting there, and I couldn't figure out why I kept choosing Instagram over any of them. The Japanese have a word for this, Tsundoku. The pleasure of buying books and never opening them. Building a library you're too afraid to actually use. I'd mastered it. Here's what I didn't understand at the time. Every day is a war inside your own mind. The ancient part of your brain wins without you even noticing. That part of the brain has one job: keep you safe by keeping you comfortable. We don't have to hunt for food anymore, so it applies that survival instinct to everything else. Choosing Instagram over a book isn't laziness. It's your nervous system doing exactly what it was built to do. The dopamine hit from a scroll is instant. The reward from reading compounds over months. Your brain doesn't care about compound rewards. It cares about right now. Stephen Pressfield calls this resistance. The feeling of not wanting to do the thing you know you should. He says you can navigate by it. When I felt a resistance to reading, I finally stopped ignoring it and started paying attention to it. So I set a goal that felt impossible. 52 books in 1 year. 1 book a week. Then I did the math. The average book is around 280 pages. To finish 1 book in a week, you need to read 40 pages a day. That's it. 40 pages. Roughly 30 minutes of focused reading. 20 minutes before work, 20 minutes before bed. That's the entire system. Suddenly, a book a week didn't feel like a monumental task. It felt like a decision. A small daily decision that most people never make. Not because they can't, but because they never sat down and ran the numbers. 40 pages could be the difference between who you are now and who you want to be. Think about what's actually sitting on your shelf. Marcus Aurelius wrote his personal thoughts, his private fears, his daily battles. He wrote them nearly 2,000 years ago. They're just sitting on my shelf, waiting for me to read them whenever I see fit. The most intimate thoughts of one of the most powerful men who ever lived, and I was choosing a 15-second video instead. Books are high-density storage for the human experience. Every spine on a shelf is a nervous system that has been compressed into ink and paper. The heartbreak of 1,000 people, the hard-won lessons of 100 lives, given to you freely. It's the only place where time doesn't exist, where something is written once and lives on forever. Reading also does something to you that most people underestimate. It reduces stress measurably. It builds empathy in ways that other media doesn't, and it forces something increasingly rare. Sustained, uninterrupted focus. That muscle atrophies without use. Books help to rebuild it. A few things I learned that make the difference. Write the goal down and put it somewhere you see daily. Not on your phone, on paper. There's something about committing it physically that makes it real. Be flexible. Life is unpredictable. If you miss a week, you don't quit. You just pick it back up. The goal is a direction, not a deadline. And use whatever format works. Kindle on a lunch break, audiobook on a walk, physical book before bed. The format doesn't matter, the pages do. I spent years standing outside my own library, wondering what kind of person I'd become if I actually went in. The person who reads 52 books in a year isn't a different type of person. They just made a different decision at 8 PM on a Tuesday. Phone down, book open, 40 pages. This isn't a habit you form and forget. It's a practice you choose daily for the rest of your life. These stories are written once, but they're experienced forever. as long as someone is willing to open the cover.